welcome back to Lala's World. Before we get started, make sure you like this video and also comment and share this video, and make sure you subscribe. When you subscribe, make sure you have your notification turned on so you'll know I post the next video. And in addition, what's going on is it's going to be another story time. If you missed my last story time, I'm going to leave the link below so you go ahead and watch it and play catch up. This story, however, is based on how my car got violated. Not once, not twice, 3 times. And the car I'm referring to is not the car I have now, the Hyundai Sonata. I'm talking about the car of my Pontiac Bonneville. My 2002 Pontiac Bonneville. Anybody who knows me, y'all know which car I'm talking about. So the first time my car got violated was when somebody decided it was cute. And all this happened when I was living in Colorado Springs, Colorado. I'm not saying people in Colorado are bad, because no. We had some cool people down there. I made a lot of friends down there, and one of my besties down there anyway. So the first time my car got violated, like I mentioned, somebody thought it was cute to bust the window on my front side of the car. The crazy part is they didn't steal anything because all my CDs were laid out on the passenger side. Luckily, by the grace of God, I had no class today. I didn't have to work at Radio Shack that day because I was working 3 jobs. I was working in my school. I was working in my school. I was working at Radio Shack, and also I was working at the commissary. I didn't have to work at school that day, but I had to work at the commissary that morning. So mind you, I had to be there like probably 6:30 in the morning, and I'm now leaving my house. It's like 5. I run downstairs. Mind you, it's still a little dark outside, and lo and freaking behold, the glass is shattered on the front passenger side of my car, and I'm freaking out. My mom later, I told my mom. So what happened was, I don't know who did it. There's like thoughts going in my mind. I'm thinking probably my ex did it. My ex-boyfriend, who I stayed with for probably some months and change, or probably his sister, because I know me and her was beefing because she thought I was trying to get at her mans. But at the time, while Shorty wasn't, from what I knew, Shorty was deployed, serving our country. She was already out there cheating. So that's something I recall. I've kind of figured that, you coming at me, trying to get at your mans, but some reason you out there cheating on him. I'm gonna leave that alone. But the ex who I was living with, that's gonna be for another story time. Then I was thinking, okay, well, who in their right mind? I pissed off so bad that they had to bust the window in my car. So then as I'm looking at, looking around to see if stuff was stolen, I turned on like the radio or anything like that. All of a sudden I noticed the numbers and the words was like a little jumbled. And I said, oh, somebody was trying to steal my radio. That didn't work. Because then later on that day, luckily I got paid 2 out of the 3 jobs to get the window fixed. But my mom, co-worker she used to work with when she was working for the county, told her that there was people going around busting in people's cars and trying to steal their radios. So obviously whoever tried it, they failed miserably. So windows fixed. Then I had like this weird feeling in my gut. So I didn't want to park where I used to park before, because where I was parking at was like pretty much in front of my house where I was staying at. So I parked on the other side of the complex, an apartment complex. Parked on the other side. From there was one day I decided to just park where the situation happened. This was it took me 5 months from the situation happened to park where I was at before. And I think I parked there because I wanted to test the new gadget I bought, because I always bought some new stuff. So I wanted to test the pressure on my tires. Okay, cool. So I left my car there, then decided to take it around. Then I went upstairs. The next day I realized where I parked at, I was going to go ahead and move it, but nothing happened with my car. Now, during the time of the 5 months from the situation that happened, we had a neighbor, and he used to throw all these parties, all these, tattoo parties, whatever. So it was one time my friend Hans came by, and we were just chilling, whatever. And then we was about to go, I think we was coming back from somewhere, or we was going somewhere. Cannot remember, but the neighbor, he speaks, Spanish, and my Spanish is horrible, even though I'm Panamanian, but my Spanish is horrible. But my friend Hans, his Spanish is really good. So he tells my friend Hans in Spanish that it's like, it looked like somebody was trying to force their way into the house, into his house, as if like he got into some kind of conflict with somebody that he knew. So when the apartment management got involved, it was getting to the point whereas they told him, you can't be having this drama happening. You keep this up, you're gone. So I guess months down the line where I'm still, really? I'll wait. Whose car is that? Let me check if it's my car. Okay. Sorry about that. Wasn't my car. Anyway, what happened was that evidently, wasn't, God, I just lost train of thought because of that car outside. But anyway, what happened was that throughout the 5 months that I was still like parking my car on the opposite side of the apartment, and then when I left it outside the next day on the other side where I used to park it, where all that happened, nothing happened to my car. So I just thought in my mind that something tells me it had to be either the neighbor or his friends, because his friends used to look down the balcony every time I used to go to work, come from school, come from work, and they just be staring like every move I made. So it was just weird. But, it's all a mystery, so we don't know who did it. So that mystery is going to be like dead in the water. So now, let me tell you about violation number 2. Violation number 2 was when I went out one night with a group of girls that I was in a dance company for. And we went to Soto's, and then we went to chill with some dudes at a hotel. Wasn't popping like that. And then I went, driving around after everything was said and done, drive home. The next day, I would say the next 2 days later, one of my friends was like, "Yo, your license plate missing." I said, "What?" I looked. I said, "Oh Lord Jesus," because in Colorado you had to have 2 license plates, one in the front, one in the back. So some dodo bird thought it was cute, again, to steal my license plate. So I'm going to the police station to file a report. I mean, I'm already in tears because it's like, who would do something like that? What are you getting out of that? Let me know. The officer was like, just be glad it wasn't your car. You still have your car, this and third. Cool. I get a phone call, I will say 3 days. What I did was around that same time, I went ahead to the DMV and got my license plates replaced. So I would say 2 days later, I get a phone call from the precinct saying, "We found your license plate." You know where my license plate was? Okay, mind you, my car is a Pontiac Bonneville. So to the nitwit who stole my license plate, put it on a Pontiac Oldsmobile. There are 2 different models. So to the moron who stole it, obviously was not smart. So what happened was those people got caught, and I think they ended up going to jail. So that was, long story short, I got my license plate back. So I didn't take back the other license plates, so I ended up having 2 types of license plates. I still have them to this day. They're somewhere in my box somewhere in the closet. Violation number 3, and this one was highly questionable because I was still wondering to myself, who in God's name did I who did I piss off for them to do this part? So I went to go get, I want to say, an oil change to somebody my mom referred me to. So it was an oil change and to get my brakes fixed. Yeah, I went to go get my brakes fixed because there was something wrong with my brakes. It wasn't feeling right. So I went to the ATM. When I left the mechanic that my mom referred me to, I went to Walmart to get the money, right? Because they didn't have cards. They take cash. They called me and said, "Yo, there's something wrong. There's something wrong with your brake line." I said, "What do you mean?" They said, "Yo, your brake line got cut." I said, "Please tell me you're joking." They was like, "No, we're gonna show it to you when you get back." I come back, I saw the brake line, and it looked like somebody intentionally cut that shit to just end my life. They cut it. It was like sliced with a good knife. So that was the reason why my brakes was acting weird when every time I drive and every time I pressed the brake, it was like. So that's the reason why somebody cut my brakes. And scary as that sounds, I don't know who did it. And I still try to figure out who I pissed off for them to cut my brake line. Oh, they probably got the wrong car. I don't know. But other than that, yeah. Bonnie has been violated 3 times. And she still had lived through it throughout that time. But again, her time was up as of 2017, May 4th. But that will be saved for another story time that, I tend to share. Till then, my peoples, you guys have a good day. And also, comment, subscribe, share, like this video, and turn on your notifications. Till then, bye.